Just jumped up to take the pump out and I noticed there's some tape here. So I think what's happened is the pump's been leaking at some point and there's a hole rusted in the actual boiler and someone's just taped it up, which is very naughty.
What's up guys? I can't say happy Sunday because I'm late with my video again. I was going to get this out yesterday, but I did my first 18-mile run in preparation for my marathon and it's the longest run I've ever done and I was dying. Yesterday evening I couldn't get off the sofa. I had peas on my knees and it was I just couldn't do it. So you're getting it tonight. I've gone sort of back a bit to sort of my older videos where keeping it simple. There's just a system conversion job with Marcus and then a little bit of fault finding on a 2-port valve and a Nest thermostat. The reason I've done that is because I got a little bit upset with some of the comments on my last video. Now, I went over to Northern Ireland to Tool Monster to help them launch their YouTube channel. So I did a little bit of guest presenting just to help out. Because the guy who owns Tool Monster and runs it is an electrician. He's a working electrician and I like him. He's a good mate, so that's why I went over. And when I got there, I'm in the Tool Monster sort of shop and it's just like a toy shop. It's just, there's tools everywhere, kit bags, power tools. I was in my element and I just thought, everyone loves tools. You guys are going to want to see it. Let's do a live in the tool shop and have a look around and then they can sort of talk us through what they sell. They didn't ask me to do it. I just thought it would be an interesting video, so I did it. And a lot of people commented saying that it was like a shopping channel. That wasn't my intention. I just thought you'd like to see the tools. So with that in mind, if you just want to see plumbing content, me at work, then we can keep it to that. Or do you just not watch those videos where it's not me at work? Because I'm going to Monument Tools to have a tour around their factory soon with Lawton Tubes. Do you want me to film that or you're not bothered? Like, so let me know in the comments what you want to see. But yeah, this week just work and that's it. So if that's what you're here for, then hopefully you'll like this week's video. Sponsored by Power Tool Mate and Velocity Pro Gear, because I can't sit all day on a Sunday and edit these videos for free. So channel sponsors help me out. But you know, Power Tool Mate's the best site for buying power tools, and they do my kit bags, and they've just started selling the steel blue boots. I'll mention that in this video. And obviously Velocity Pro Gear, they do all kinds of kit bags. They've even brought out a new one in collab with Nick Bundy. So an electrician designed this kit bag. I'll be doing a review on that soon. But yeah, hope you enjoy this week's video. Sorry it's late. I know I've been slacking with the videos, but I've just got so much on my plate at the minute. Marathon training has took over. It's coming up real fast. I'm also going to be doing the Great North Run, the Big London Half Marathon, amongst other things. So maybe I'll see you at one of those. Cheers, guys.
Right, Charlie, we've got problems there, haven't we? So we've got no hot water, and it's either going to be that zone valve or that heat link. So when I've got the customer's phone here, when I ask for hot water on this Nest, so it comes on, you can hear that click, but nothing happens with that and the boiler don't fire. So the easiest thing probably to test, we'll see if that is sending voltage out of it when we call for it. Okay, with one hand, so on terminal 5, no voltage, and I'm going to boost the hot water, 30 minutes on. Hear that click, and then we're getting voltage coming out of the Nest. So the heat link's working okay. See that says on, we've now got power there. That goes now to the cylinder stat. I can't show you this because I can't reach with my tester, but I have got live coming into the cylinder stat, and depending on what temperature I set it on the thermostat, I've got 240 coming out of it. You ain't gonna believe this. Just to follow the wire back, it's this one here, so I'll have a look in there. Fucking state of that. Fuck's sake. So even though it looks a nightmare, it's all been labelled. Now this is my feed to the cylinder stat. There, that's the brown and blue. And then we'll work this out. This one here is my switch live to open the valve. So I'll just check I've got power on that. Couldn't show you because I couldn't reach, but I have, which means there's power definitely going to the valve, which proves it's the valve at fault because the valve's not opening. If the valve did open, it would then send a switch live to fire the boiler and bring the pump on. So power off, we can whip this out. Let's take this head off. Typical, could not get to that bottom screw, so I've had to take the motor out just so I can get to it. But yeah, if you can't get to the bottom one, sometimes it's easy to take the motor out. On there. Okay, so I've got my new valve on. Now I've just got to follow this back. It goes through this grommet here, and then it's going to be connected into all of these. Work out which one. I'll take them out one at a time so I don't fuck it up. But basically, yeah, I've got to pull this cable out and connect my new one in. Not only are they taped together and labelled, they're all zip tied together. So I've got to break all these zip ties as well. Right, so I've disconnected my grey, which is my permanent live. See, they're labelled hot water. Brown switch live, and orange is the switch live to the boiler. And then I've just got to find the neutral and earth now, then I can pull this cable out. Okay, so the neutral and earth actually pass through into here, so I've got to take them out of this one and drag them through, which is a nightmare. So I am now moving the earth. Can you see it just moving there at the bottom? I've got to try and see which one of these it is. Oh, worked it out, it's that one there. Just pulled it out that way you go, all the way through. Again, it's zip tied to all the others. If I keep pulling it, there we go. Same with the neutral, we got that block there, this bottom block there. I think it's this one, second one in. So I'm gonna open that and then pull, hopefully. Let's see. There we go, pull that out, that was the right one. Fucking pain in the arse. So now I should have all of them disconnected like that. So that's that out now. Pull that through if we can. Now get the new one in. Okay, so drag my new cable through. That's there. I've stripped off bit of the outer because if we look at the old one, I've done it the same length because we know that these two have to go all the way through to that other box, so just make myself my life a little bit easier. So now I'm going to get that into there and then back through to where it needs to go, and then it's just a case of finding which one went in where. So that's the only orange one I left open, so that one's in there. Then we've got the grey, which goes into that one that's open, so that will be there. One-handed, won't be easy. So that's the grey in there, and then the brown, which is my switch live, is into this one here, which comes from the cylinder stat. Let's get that in there. Okay, and then it's just earth and neutral to bring through and in, and then I'm done. Okay, new zone valve in, wiring all back together. So now what should happen, we will select hot water, we'll hear that click, we'll hear that valve open, and we'll see the boiler fire up, if I've done it right. Don't know why you can't see this. Focus. Click. open, fire. Sorted. Fix that for you, mate. Good boy. Go back to sleep now. One of the most common questions I'll get asked, apart from what laser level do I use, is what boots I wear, and it's these, the steel blue. I think the model is Southern Cross, so they do a high version and a low heel version, so you'll get one where I think it's sort of about that high. But yeah, comfiest boots I've ever worn. This is my second pair of the tan ones. They also just started doing black, so if you're into black boots, they do the same version in a black. Yeah, can't go wrong. They're dear, but they are worth it once you well, see who else wears them and ask them what their opinion is. But I absolutely love them, and you always get complimented on site and in any video I do. If anyone can see my boots, they're like, Pete, what boots you wearing? The reason I'm telling you is because they just started selling them on Power Tool, mate. So because they're an Australian boot, they weren't that easy to get hold of, but now you can get them on Power Tool, mate. So if you like the look of them, Power Tool, mate. Southern Cross, I think, is the style. I think the quarter ones are called Argyle or something, but yeah, Power Tool, mate. I'll leave the link in the video. So it's an old 4-pipe boiler. Got 4 pipes in the side there. I don't know if you can see them all. Flow and return to the cylinder, and then flow and return to the heating. The heating one's got a pump on it, so that's all going to come out. The heating pipes will reuse, they'll come straight down because we're going to put a standoff kit on the new boiler. And then the hot and cold, we think, go up in that boxing, come along here to the sink. So somewhere in the back of this cupboard, if we can find them, then we can come straight up and in. Obviously the new gas supply will come through, and there'll be new controls and stuff. So this is the cylinder cupboard in the bathroom, nice and tight. Tanks, hot water storage, central heating header tank, that's all got to come out. And if you look, you can see as they drop in the floor there, they come this way, and these two go in this way in the boxing. And if we look out the window, the boiler location's roughly about there in the kitchen, so they probably come up in this roof void and then into the building here to get to that. So Marcus is going to start stripping all that out. That's going to be gone. Heating pipes do come as far as here for that, and then obviously go around, so you'll have to find them. Hot flow and return to that cylinder, they'll be dead. Obviously it's a 4-pipe boiler, so they'll go. And then just have to probably have a couple of bits to cap off. So Mark has already stripped out the old 50mm gas pipe that comes from, because we're in a flat, gas meters above the shop below. So you can see the gas goes in there, comes out there in 22, and just there it reduced down to 15, so he's going to get back onto that in 22 and go across to the combi. So just took the programmer off. Obviously we've got live, neutral and earth coming from the fuse spur, so that powers the programmer. And then number 3, hot water on. If we look at this. Number 3, domestic hot water on, so that's our switch live to bring the boiler on. And then number 4, which is central heating on, is literally a 3-core live, neutral and earth. It just goes up to bring the pump on. So when you ask for central heating, the pump comes on. It's linked in together on here, so that the hot water is what hot water demand on this comes on at the same time as the heating demand, because it's the hot water number 3 there, which is the switch live to fire the boiler up. So all number 4 does when you put heating on is it brings on hot water as well, and puts saliva onto that pump to move the heat around the house. So I'm obviously trying to drain it down. There is a drain cock. You can see that at the side, but I've just turned it out. So rusty, so what I'm going to do, stab my screwdriver up, and hopefully it'll just shoot down into the bucket. We'll see. See if I can film this for you in case it all goes wrong. Can you see there? Go for that. straight into a bucket, and then when that slows down a bit, I'll try and just turn that back in, then it'll come out of my hose. I think it's about halfway full now. Okay, it's starting to slow down. So, put that in there. So I've got about half a bucket of rusty water. That's now coming out of the hose. So I just jumped up to take the pump out and I noticed there's some tape here. So I think what's happened is the pump's been leaking at some point and there's a hole rusted in the actual boiler and someone's just taped it up, which is very naughty. Yeah, there was some silicone on it as well, you can see that. And they've done that because it's literally rusted through. That's really bad. I'll see if I can find the details of the last gas engineer to put a certificate on this boiler, because that is very, very dangerous. So I took the front off now. You can see there the hole. Now, this should have been labelled immediately dangerous, capped off, made safe, but it wasn't. They put some silicone on it and some tape over it. Now, this is where it gets tricky. What would you do in this situation? Because really you should rid all this, report it to gas safe. Will they do anything about it? Probably not. I have got the guy's details, the last guy to work on it. He serviced this in July 21. So I could rid all him. But what I'm gonna do is give him a call. His number's on here, his mobile number. I'll give him a call, see what he says about it. But yeah, it's a tricky one because the boiler's coming out, a new one's going in. It can't hurt anyone now, but it could have. And really, people shouldn't be servicing boilers and leaving them like this. Let me know in the comments what you would do. Would you rid-or it? Would you just leave it? Or would you get this guy's number and give him a call? Right, boiler's off the wall. Obviously got a nice big hole there from the old balance flue. Trouble with jobs like this, you've got nowhere to fix your new boiler to. But because we've got these pipes coming down, we're going to use a rear standoff kit. So this will fix either side, hopefully. And then this plate here is what our normal boiler wall bracket is going to fit over. So we should get away with it. So I'm going to fit that, and then yeah, see how we get on with the flue, and then bring the pipes down. We're only going to be using 2 of these once we've worked out which one of these is the heat and flow. That's the heat and return. The gas is dead now, that's gone. I don't know what that random 15mm pipe is hanging down. It's just an open pipe that wasn't connected to anything, so that's going. Yeah, so far so good. So just whip that frame up, it comes flat pack, and then sort of put it together like that. Now I'm going to offer it onto the wall and see how we come for fixings. There's see these ones here at the side, 2 at the bottom there. So we'll do that next. So reusing this one, this is the heat and return. I just need to work out which one is the heat and flow, but it doesn't matter because I want to use this one, because this one goes inside my new frame. So Marcus is going to go upstairs and blow down them. Got a drip stopper in that one. Bucket down there, so hopefully we don't get issues everywhere. Yeah, go on then. Hang on. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So it's the other one I want. Yeah, I want the other one. Yeah. Yeah. Do it again. No. No, not that one. That's the middle one. Yeah, I need you to find me the other pipe. These two here,
Yeah.
which are the ones I don't want to use, I need you to blow down this one.
Right, well that's okay then. Because those two that I've just blown down
Yeah.
are the flow returns from the cylinder.
Okay, so this is the
That's the
flow
heating
to the
return.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Nice. Right, it's the hot and cold we're getting from underneath. I've just pulled the back out the cupboard. So we've got hot and cold there, and then the top one's the 15mm gas, the old one. So I'm just going to cut that back as far as possible, bang a cap on that, and then we'll come up hot and cold through the worktop into the new boiler. So these glow-worm boilers, similar to the Valiants that I fit, you can rear flue them or you can take them out the top. So it comes with a blank fitted. If you're using the rear flue, you take that out, rear flue it, leave that one on. If you're using the top flue, you take that one off and leave that one in. But it's a handy little feature. There's not many boilers that do rear flue, is there?
Not a great deal, no.
Valiant and glow-worms
really
the
good
most.
if you're doing like here where you go for an existing 9-inch hole or something.
Yeah. So we've got the block in, bricked all that up, frames now on, and then we just fed 2 lengths of 22 in, connect onto that one, filters going on that one. They're the only pipes that are going to be behind it, so once they're in connected, we'll hang the boiler. No, we won't, we'll do the flue, then we'll hang the boiler, and then we'll start piping up once we've got the pipe centres to go down through. So these tails you get with a glowworm, they're quite short, you can't press onto them. We need some tails about 2 inch off there. So rather than put a soldered socket on, I've just swaged the end of that pipe there with my swaging tool. And then this will go in like that, and I can solder that. And then we've only got one joint, and I've got nice and close, rather than having a socket which would come out to sort of here, and then the pipe, I've got pipe from sort of there. So I can solder them on now. I've done both ends of that pipe, so I'll get both of them in soldered and then cut them off. Okay, so that's them 2 in. Now they're ready to solder.
Will be the back roughly.
So that's our tail now with the swaged tail on it, and then we want one of these. So we need to come this way up the back of the boiler. Remember, we've got 60mm for that frame, and then down, which we're going to use for our furrow flush to flush it from. So is that's the back of the wall, is it?
That's back of the wall, 60mm.
So that'll be there then. That gives us just a nice amount of room between. Okay, so flue's done, jigs on the wall. We've got the 2 flow returns down with the 2 pipes centered for where they want to be. We've just quickly, before we hang the boiler, we've just got to drill down for the hot and cold, because we probably won't get the drilling once the boiler's on. So quickly do that, then we can hang the boiler. So the gas, it's got to come through there onto that, measured that and drilled it from outside. The boiler's in the way now. Just measure down from the flue. See that? Bang on. That was a good guess. Yeah, literally straight in, and then press fit socket. Nice job. Just explain for the YouTube viewers what you're doing.
So this is the cold mains. I've brought it down here and across because it's so tight in that cord, I didn't want to struggle getting it in there.
Yeah.
And then this one is the hot. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down with the hot across and tee straight into that, and then that will feed all the hot supplies. There's a kitchen tap here, and then it will go that way to feed the house.
And that grey thing there,
That's the waste pipe
from the kitchen sink, we're going to try and tee into that, take our condensate into it.
Yeah, that's the plan.
So it's all internal, no freezing.
Yeah, then we don't have to lag it.
Right, I've just wired this in. This You just pull the front down, you can wire it in from the front there. And then we've got the flushing points there. We just put 2 elbows on, and then we've got the thorough flush from outside, and these are just going to tighten on there, flush it, and then cut these off afterwards. Like that. So they're on now. Leave the boiler isolated, so we're not flushing through the new boiler, we're just flushing around the system. So we're going to do that now while we mess about with trying to get the condenser connected to this waste pipe here.
Mark's just, because he's a heavy-handed squaddy.
Oh, he's broke it.
But to be fair, I have got the upgraded metal plate for it.
Yeah. You got a license for those legs?
Yeah, man. Called Stick Man.
2 lengths of 8mm.
You not seen that picture?
What?
Cats and dogs. Stick Man and cats and dogs.
It's just ridiculous.
There's not water pouring out under the boiler, Pete. There is.
I'll go and check. No, I've just tightened them up. Yeah. Handy little location for that, straight through the kitchen window. And then just do all the crap. Get it flushed out. Go through 1 rod at a time until that starts running clear. Reverse the flow, you know the drill. I've not done one of these before, but this Climber Pro is wireless. So that's on the wall, and then the receiver is in the boiler, which is this. And it just sort of slots in above, and then forward to plug in. Just dropped it. This goes back to the bus on the board. Let's plug that in there. And that's it, that's the receiver to pick up the control on the wall. Right, ready to reverse the flow? 2 secs. There we go, it's just come clear now. There we go. It's running clear. We're getting even more shit out because we reversed the flow. Same rad this is. Different direction. So we're on about the 4th reverse on this. It's running clear again. Marcus has got the agitator on the end of his SDS, and he's going to agitate the rad. Alright, here we go. So that's running clear now. So we're finally satisfied that one's done. Shut that one off, and then there's one behind that tumble dryer there. So just open that. So you should notice the water starts getting hot. There you go. There's a lot of shit. How many rads is there? 4?
5. 4 rads in a towel.
4 rads in the towel area. It's so big.
So that's where we've been flushing the boiler. Obviously we had to leave the filter in on this one. We would normally take it out. That just goes to show you how much shit we've shifted.
to do now is commission it. Obviously, because we've reused the rear flue, our sample point is now inside the boiler. What else we've got to do? That's it. Condense is done, all connected, and put the cupboard back together.
Systems dosed.
Systems dosed, flushed out.
Gas rate.
Gas rate. I don't really enjoy these kinds of jobs because you can't get excited about anything. It's like shit doing it. But bread and butter jobs, you got to earn your money, ain't you?
Yes, mate.
You getting paid for this?
No, mate.
So got it in max rate. That was not easy to get that boiler into max rate. You gotta like press and hold this for 5 seconds, press and hold this for not as easy as a baling. Put some 2 pathetic little bits of lagging on there just to finish it off. That's still on the wall because it's not got a back box, it's just screwed onto the tiles. I've just left it on. It's just to turn the time, it don't do anything.
What you want to do, and then set the maximum temperature for the hot water. It's on here, look, so hot water, maximum temperature, and you adjust it on the start, so go 50, and then back. And that's it, and that should, I don't know whether it'll give you, that's just your programs.
Cool.